I'm Craig Kite. Thank you for having me on this channel. I'm going to read a poem called Magnifying Glass. It started on a cloudless day, a G.I. Joe with a broken leg. I discovered the power to direct the sun's light, melting plastic men and combusting dry leaves. Then I graduated to dollar bills and mom's unopened mail from Capital One. One day, the older boy from next door ordered me to burn a carpenter ant. And when I set the living creature on fire, I almost heard it scream under the lens. I saw my conscience denatured, like the moments after a single drop of red food coloring contacts a pristine glass of water. And I learned that the most terrible deeds are the ones done in obedience. So, in this poem, it's a series of poems in which I'm examining some of the problems posed for the earth by the Anthropocene and consumer capitalism that stems from colonialism, and I'm sort of examining those problems through going back to some of my earliest memories of encountering them, or looking at my own social programming as a child, and some of the experiences I most early remember as encountering some of these problems. And so the problem in this poem is just the question of who's responsible, the person giving the order or the one following the orders. That's not, exclusive to, the industrial age or the Anthropocene, but it is something that, in this social hierarchy that we, live in these days, it's a problem that we encounter. Who bears the responsibility? The companies, that are producing the plastic or the oil and saying these are our options as consumers that we can buy and we as consumers depend on for our very lives, or is it the consumer's responsibility, or how much responsibility do we have? When we're either ordered in a social hierarchy we're part of to do something we don't agree with, or whether we're just taking or consuming the products that we need because those are the ones that we're told are available, or that maybe seem to us that they're the only ones that are available. How much responsibility do we have as consumers, or how much agency do we have? Sometimes people don't have any agency or any options. Sometimes they don't have space to grow food. Sometimes they don't have the option of buying healthy food even that's not wrapped in plastic, but they need to eat. Some people do have some amount of agency, some amount of control, but maybe they think, them doing their small part to grow their own food or buy organic or local isn't really doing anything in the grand scheme of things to change what needs to be changed to save, the earth from mass extinction. So maybe they think they're doing their individual part isn't really that significant. And they say, it's really the big companies and governments that need to change policies and stuff. And so we don't really do what, maybe we think we should. In this poem, I burnt an ant with a magnifying glass. And maybe that seems like very not significant. But the thing I felt I learned in, thinking back on this it was the fact that I didn't want to burn the ant. But I did. It may seem like an insignificant thing, but it's something I didn't feel good about, but I did it. Why did I do it? Because I was obeying. I felt I had to. An older guy who intimidated me, another boy, called me a pussy or whatever, or a wimp, and I did it. And just, maybe that's more of the sin, than actually burning the ant. It's just the fact that I did something I didn't want to because I was told it was my only option. And maybe there's some power in looking back at that. And yeah, so that's the sentiment in this poem that I was, getting at or examining. And thanks, Jamal, at Poets TV for having me, and I hope somebody gets anything out of this. And